What's up? So I find that a lot of people actually enjoy these editing tutorials that I've been posting. And it is actually something I enjoy doing. And so why not give you guys another editing tutorial? I'm not going to go too crazy on the frequency separation tool that I've talked about in the last 2 videos. I'm just going to edit, and I'm going to walk you guys through how I edit. And I welcome you guys to edit along with me. Follow some of the techniques that I use. Take some notes. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment box. I read the comments, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start responding to any of the questions, not just in the comment box, but I'm also going to respond to them in future videos. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about these videos, what you would like to see more of, what you would like to see less of. I do these videos for you guys, as well as because I actually enjoy doing them. So let me know what you guys, what you want to see. And if I can do it, why not? So before I get started, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So we have this photo on the screen. This is actually my girlfriend, and we did a photo shoot for so she can update her headshots for her business. And so I chose this photo because it's pretty clean. Like, it's clean. It's not perfect, but it's clean. And it's actually going to be a pretty good photo for her to use for her headshot. So we're going to go with this one. And it's sharp. I'm going to zoom in on it here. Everything is in focus. Oh man, I gotta love, look, my first Sony camera, I'm not letting it go. The Sony A7R II, 42 something megapixels, something like that. Amazing camera. But we have some things here we can clean up. We got some hairs, some loose hairs. We got the color here that's not, I didn't adjust the white balance before I started shooting. I actually just put it on auto white balance. Look, I'm guilty. I'm sure I'm not the only photographer that does it. Sometimes I'll adjust the white balance depending on how I'm feeling, but we'll fix that. And anything else? That's about it. We'll clean up some skin and we'll make this photo look fresh. All right. So what I'm going to start with here is I'm going to go ahead and do the white balance. So over here in Lightroom, if you're new to Lightroom, I'll just go ahead and briefly walk through these steps because I do a lot of my editing in Photoshop. So we have this option here where you can adjust the white balance using auto, and it does a pretty good job, in my opinion, by doing auto. But you also have the as shot. I usually typically go between these two. I don't really use any of these, but you can play with them and see how you like them. Maybe it'll give you the look you're looking for. Maybe it won't. But you have those options, and then you also have the eyedropper tool where you can go and actually select the white that's in your photo, and it'll do a pretty great job with that as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with this look. I'm gonna bring up the brightness a little bit. Go here, and of course we're gonna get rid of these spaces on the end. We're gonna make the whole photo a white backdrop. I'm gonna bring out the contrast a little bit. To start with a close to flat image. By flat, I mean by the darks being not too saturated or not too dense, and the colors in the skin not being too saturated or too dense. I'll bring the vibrance up a little bit, just a little bit, and then I think this is pretty good, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this. So I'll go ahead and take this, edit in Photoshop. Once the photo comes up in Photoshop, I'm not sure what version you're using, but I'm using 2024. You'll see over here in your layers panel, You got the background layer. I always make a copy, Command J, and I'll call this one blemish removal. I always start with removing blemishes and whatever it is that I don't want to be in the photo. So we're going to call this blemish removal, although I'm going to remove more than just blemishes. Okay. And I'm going to use the patch tool. If you guys aren't familiar with some of these tools that I'm using, I did a pretty good explanation on what the tools that I use frequently every time I edit in a few videos back. I want to say the maternity photo. So if you look at that video, you'll see a little bit more information on what tools I use and why. But I'm going to use the patch tool here to get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these edges. The way that I do that is by using the patch tool. All right. And that's that. So I got rid of the edges just like that using the patch tool. My favorite tool. I love it. Now I'm going to, I'm going to clean up the blemishes on the skin. All right. So we got some skin imperfections. That's okay. We all have them. So we're going to get rid of some of these skin imperfections, get some of this hair out of the face. Now I don't go too crazy with removing skin blemishes because we want the model or the subject to look natural. Okay, we don't want them to look like they've been created with an AI tool of some sort. At least that's my style. If your style is AI, then by all means, edit how you edit. I don't edit that way unless the client wants to look like that. Now I do move to the spot removal tool when the patch tool no longer serves my purpose. Every now and then you want to, especially when you're zoomed in, you want to pull out. You want to zoom out. When you're zoomed in, every now and then you want to zoom out so you can see what your photo looks like as a whole, and just kind of make sure you're not doing too much or make sure that you're doing enough, because it can really get interesting if you're zoomed in like this all the time, the whole time while you're editing. Now the outside hairs, I use a different technique. I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. I like to use the clone stamp tool. So the way that works is you want to make a copy of a certain area. And since we're getting rid of the hair around the head, and basically that's going to be like the background, I copy the background color. So I hit Option and I click in this area and I just paint in that area to get rid of that hair. I'm just painting, basically I'm painting white over that area. A little tricky sometimes. Now, do I want to get rid of this whole thing of hair here? I might. Let's see. Not sure that was intentionally hair sticking out. Not bad. I'm starting to feel like maybe this area back here was like a ponytail, maybe, but it was a distraction for me, so I got rid of it. And I feel like it could also be distracting for other people if I left it, so I got rid of it. So that doesn't mean there's no ponytail back there. It could be whatever you want. It could be a ponytail. It might not even be anything back there, but I didn't want the distraction there. We have pretty much removed all of the skin blemishes that I wanted to remove. Let me get rid of this string here on the shirt. It's like a frayed string or whatever they call it, frayed loose string. Get rid of it. So now that we've got the blemishes taken care of, we can worry about everything else. So what I'm going to focus on now is I'm going to go ahead and select our subject. Let's see how good of a job it does. I love Photoshop and the way they've updated their they've updated everything, honestly. Let's see. I'm going to take let's see something really quick. There's a few different ways. What I'm trying to do is I want to brighten up the background just a little bit. Not too much, but as you can see, we got some different shades. We got some darkness over here. It's a little more white here, and then on the sides, it's dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter, go to camera raw. It pretty much takes you back to like Lightroom. And that's what I call it, Lightroom. And I'm going to select the background. And I'm going to brighten the background using this option. That's one way to do it. You know, everyone has their own ways. It's more than one way to skin a cat. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it like that. And now we've got a brighter background. All right. And then we can focus on the subject again. So this one is brighten background. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to go ahead and start. And we're going to go ahead and start editing the skin, which is my favorite part. So if you don't remember how I use the frequency separation tool or what I'm doing, just go back to the maternity photo that I edited or the swimsuit photo that I edited, and you'll see what I'm doing here. So let's see, we are about, let's say 6, maybe. What I'm doing is I'm just evening out the skin, like the shape, the skin tones. I'm evening out the skin tones. I'm still not sure how I'm going to whiten this area. I feel like maybe this will do it, but not sure. How would you do this? What would you do? Let's see. There's a new tool on here called Remove Tool. Let's go ahead and try that. The Remove Tool. It's not doing it. Let me tell you why. I still have my frequency separation tool active, and so we'll have to try to oh wait, we can do it on the texture layer. It can be done on the texture layer. Now it does get rid of the edge, so maybe we don't want to do it like that. And we're gonna go back to doing the skin. We'll come back to that later. All right, so let's go back to the skin. We're gonna go back to our mixer brush tool and go back to brushing the skin. Soft light strokes. We want to keep the shadows, any shadows that exist that aren't harsh or that actually make the photo what the photo is, keep them there. Define them, you know, bring them out. Any shadows that don't belong, go ahead and get rid of them. That's the best way I can explain it. Shadows are these dark areas here. You got the jawline. You want to create that jawline. You want the jawline to be noticeable. Okay. So we got that. We have the shadow under the chin we want to keep. Or maybe you don't. Your preference. But make sure you're paying attention to the shadows. You don't want everything to be flat. You don't want a flat image. We got the shadow on the nose. That helps depict that we have a nose there. Nice shaped nose. Keep it natural. You don't want to go too crazy on the edits. You know, I can go crazy and change every color and shade of her skin tone if I wanted to, but that's not my style. So My style is keeping things the way they are as much as possible and just enhancing the features. Say it with me. Enhance the features. Don't alter the features. I think it looks like she has a gum in her mouth. So we'll also try to get that out of there. Areas here. Maybe I can do it with the frequency separation tool on the texture layer. Let's see. Yeah, we can remove those. Those are her piercings coming through her nose. So we can get rid of those. And then the gum in her mouth. Let's see. Not exactly. Okay. Let's see if this tool will do it. Spot healing. Brush tool. Nope. Gotta figure out how we're gonna do that. We'll come back to that a little bit later. So I'm gonna do a few more edits to the skin. Nothing too crazy, and then we'll be finished with this photo. This was really a quick one. There wasn't too much to do to it other than enhance the features. Should make a theme song. It's called Enhance Those Features, because we're not altering those features. We enhancing those features. No altering those features. We enhancing those features. Dodge and burn is a cool tool to use. We don't want to forget that. Even if it's just a slight edit with the dodge and burn. Dodge and burn is just, it's making those dark areas darker, more defined, and bringing out those highlights. So we can say shadows and highlights is what we focus on with dodge and burn. Okay, shadows and highlights. So we got shadows here on the arm. And this is why I like to start with a flat image to where the darks aren't already dropped, because I want to be able to control how much of the shadows exist in the photo and how much of the highlights exist, as opposed to the tool, the parameter tool, adjusting everything all together for me. We'll go here. I'll do a few extra edits. I like to edit the teeth and make sure they're realistically white. I don't like to take them all the way to pearly whites. We're gonna target the yellows, bring them down a little bit, create a mask, and then everything we select in the teeth area is going to be adjusted. So as you can see right here, bring the saturation down a bit, bring the brightness up. Pretty white teeth. Sometimes, and the fact that I'm editing the teeth doesn't mean that the model or the subject has yellow teeth. It really could just be the lighting. You might have yellow lighting in the room or something that's reflecting onto the photo that's making the whites look yellow. Sometimes you'll even have reds that show in the teeth or blues that show in the teeth. And that happens all throughout the photo. Even with in blacks, you'll have some blues that show. So you got to be careful. Color can be very tricky. Color can find its way into areas that it doesn't belong. So just a tip there for you guys. So we still got that gum that's in her mouth. What are we going to do about that? You guys feel like it's a distraction? Do we need to get rid of it? And if I want to. Pro tip here, guys, make sure your model does not have gum in her mouth, because you might catch it in the photo. And it's not a huge deal. It's not a big distraction in this photo. I think it's just kind of bothering me a little bit. There's probably a way that I'm not thinking of right now that is probably going to get rid of this just like that. But because it's such a small area, I think that's why I'm having a hard time. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to select the magnetic lasso tool, and I'm going to go around her teeth. I just want to edit this area where the gum exists. I'm going to use the clone stamp tool to get out. No, wait, that's not going to hurt. Okay. Oh, you guys, I think I might have got it. Oh, man, I think I got it. We got it, but we can do a little bit. We can do it a little bit sharper. We can do it a little bit better than that. I think we got it where we want it. So, stamp tool for the win. If you zoom out, you can't really tell. It looks like her tongue now, right? You can't tell. You can't tell there's gum. All right. So, thing was her nail. Her nail had like a black area on it, and we didn't really like that. So, let's see what we can do with the black nail. Let's try the clone stamp tool since it worked for us before. Let's gonna take some white, and we're putting the white over in that area. Okay, I think it's working, y'all. Zoom out. I'm gonna say that looks pretty good. So we must hit save. All right, so here it is. We have the before image. This is the image that it looked like before we did anything to it. And then we have the after image. And you can see we cleaned it up pretty well. What you would probably want to do, since it is a headshot, is create a virtual copy and actually bring it into more of a headshot composition, something like that, or like that, maybe. Something like that. There you have it. That is editing a headshot photo. Professional headshot could be used for a business card, a website, LinkedIn, number of things. So that's how I edit my headshots. As you can see, there wasn't really too much to it. As long as you have a pretty well lit situation, and your model, then from that you just make it happen. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, I'll do better next time. If you didn't like the video, put a comment below. Let me know what you didn't like about it, and maybe what you'd like to see me do differently. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date every time I post a new video. So also, you want to hit that notification bell. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.